This is the Zhizhu Android Smart TV box. And included with this TV box are the instructions, 2 HDMI cables, a power supply, RCA jack cables, and a remote control. The instructions themselves are very basic and really give very little information that's useful. If you're familiar with the Android operating system, you'll have better luck at getting this set up than following their instructions. I am familiar with the Android OS, but still has some issues with this box, which I'll talk about here in a second. I had originally planned with this review to actually show a demonstration of the features and how that works, but I got so frustrated with this box I actually disconnected it and gave up on it for the most part. This box is being sold by Zhizhu, but if you look at the top here, it appears to be sold under the brand name Emish and says model X700. So I don't know if this is who Zhizhu is using as a manufacturer or what, but this is an Emish brand box. And that's both on the cardboard box and, of course, this box itself. At first glance, this actually appears to be a okay quality box with a lightweight plastic casing and a red LED here in the front. But the one thing that I noticed here, if you look closely, which led me to some concern, Android is spelled wrong. Android is A-N-D-R-O-I-D instead of A-N-D-R-I-O-D. So that leads me to some concern with this box. A misspelling isn't the end of the world, but it does give me pause with the overall quality if the manufacturer didn't notice a misspelling on its shiny white casing. That, to me, makes a really bad impression. But even with that, I wanted to try this out and see how well it worked, because by description alone, the features really sound promising. The back of the box here has, as you can see, the different ports. There's RCA jacks, 2 USB ports, a network port, an HDMI, the power port, and the power switch here. So it has everything to plug everything up. And since I have an extra port on my TV, I actually decided to use the HDMI connection with this. Now, installation was fairly simple with this. You just plug in the HDMI and the power cable. And since this has Wi-Fi, it's pretty much ready to go. You just have to set up the wireless. Using Android, the latest Android, well, sort of the latest Android, 4.42 for this TV box. Boot up time was fairly standard for what most budget level devices are for this, including tablets. I initially set up the wireless connection for this. I'm using a Netgear AC router. I had no issues at connecting and all that. But unfortunately, this box is a wireless in and tremendously slow wirelessly on my network, especially when trying to bring up video on the internet. I finally gave up on the wireless portion of it when I was trying to load video and connected the box to a network cable to get the video and load and play through the Chrome Explorer app like it should. And you say, probably you're asking, why did you use the Chrome Explorer app? Why didn't you use like a YouTube app for video? Well, I'll explain that. This Android box has a minimum amount of apps on it, which is good in the respect that it avoids a lot of bloatware and allows me to set up the apps that I want. And with the slow wireless issues, I decided to try the YouTube app on both wireless and wired connections to see how well that worked. But there was no YouTube app on the TV box itself, so I would need to download it. No big deal there. As I went to the Play Store, and of course because this is a new box, I attempted to load up and set up a new Google account for the box so I could get the free apps and download the apps that I want from the Play Store. And I say attempted because I tried at least 10 times to set up an account on this TV box by typing in first name, last name, hitting next, and the icon would either spin and spin and spin and spin, or it would just kick me back to the same screen asking for the same name information again. I, again, tried this at least 10 times to the point of frustration, to where I gave up trying, because I could not, for whatever reason, get this box to access the Play Store. There was either a problem with the programming on this box, a problem with the box, or a problem with the Play Store app that's on this box. I've set up the Play Store app on many Android devices before, tablets, phones. Have never had an issue like this, and no matter what I could do, I reset the box, cleared out everything. No matter what I do, it would not work on both wired and wireless connections. So, either something's wrong with this box, something wrong with the software, whatever. There's nothing I could do, and I'm not willing to actually go to third-party app stores. I don't like doing that for a variety of reasons to try this out. And so I was really left with what was left as stock apps that came on the box, like the Internet app and Google Maps, which worked fine on the wired connection for sure. Again, slow wirelessly, but on the wired connection with the network cable, it was fine. I forgot to put in the picture of the remote that comes with it. The remote also was a bit slow in getting the cursor to move and has a bit limited range. It probably needs a few more options in terms of buttons as well. Again, it's a budget level box, so that's not a huge deal to me and not a huge factor. But, because if the box works as it should, it has actually some promising features, not including the wireless in aspect of it. So if you're looking for anything that with any kind of internet speed, keep that in mind. This has wireless in, even with a good working one. But it does have the ability to use USB drives and a decent amount of onboard space for a budget level box. But again, the issues that keep me from connecting to the Play Store, the slow wireless, the remote with limited range and slow reaction, and to me a worrisome thing is when they actually misspell Android on the device itself. Makes me wonder about the overall quality of the product, even if it was working. There's also no warranty information. This is my updated review after receiving the replacement box. And while it did seem to function better, it wasn't exactly problem-free. Right away I connected to the wireless using the Internet app. It was speedier and more responsive than the initial box I received. It's still wireless in, but it still runs quick enough for use as opposed to the original box. I then attempted to set up a new account for this box and encountered the same issues with as I did with the previous box, where it would not let me set up a new Gmail account from the box. I managed to get around that by setting up a test email through a Gmail account on the computer, and instead of selecting new on the box, which kept going back to the same thing over and over, I selected existing, and the box proceeded to let me sign into the Play Store. I downloaded YouTube to test the streaming ability. I had no issues with the download, but when I attempted to run the YouTube app, I was told that I needed to update the Google Play Services app, and I did that and had no issue running the YouTube app. Video was smooth with no issue. I kind of believe that was maybe the issue with the new Gmail account on the box. It might have something to do with that outdated Play Services app. And like I said, as a workaround, you can kind of create one on the computer, but you really shouldn't have to do that, and that's something this company needs to fix. Now, since this box functioned better, I tested the USB ability by connecting a USB and mouse, and this worked with no issues. And it's way easier to use than the slow-moving remote that's difficult to type with. Now, my original rating on the box was based on it not working as it should, and this one works better. Also, again, I really would like to see these things as wireless AC and not in. and it really concerns me when they misspell Android on the box, which is still misspelled on this replacement. Because really this box can compete with all the other Android boxes, but needs to fix those two issues: the sign-up bug and its spelling problems. I'm updating my review to 3.5 stars.